And we continue to get to the latest as politics has ensued over the mega nationwide vaccination dry run. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has said, and I quote, "I will not get vaccinated, and that too, BJP's vaccine. I don't trust it. When our government will come, vaccine will be free. We will not get BJP's vaccine." That's the statement he's made that has now stirred a massive controversy. Let's listen into the very statement from him.
लगवाऊंगा अभी वैक्सीन, मैंने अपनी बात कह दी और वो भी बीजेपी लगाएगी, उसका भरोसा करूंगा मैं? अरे जाओ भाई, अरे अपनी सरकार आएगी, सबको फ्री वैक्सीन लगेगी। हम बीजेपी का वैक्सीन नहीं लगवा सकते। देखिए, मैं तो नहीं लगवाऊंगा अभी वैक्सीन, मैंने अपनी बात कह दी और वो भी बीजेपी लगाएगी, उसका भरोसा करूंगा मैं? अरे जाओ भाई, अरे अपनी सरकार आएगी, सबको फ्री वैक्सीन लगेगी। हम बीजेपी का वैक्सीन नहीं लगवा सकते।
Samarth, my colleague, now joining us live from Lucknow. And Samarth, all right, I'm being told Samarth will be joining us live in a short while from now, but this is the statement that has been made by Akhilesh Yadav as he's gone on to politicize the vaccine, calling it BJP's vaccine. This has now stirred a massive controversy at a time when the entire world is putting in massive efforts to hurry to get a vaccine, and the pandemic that has taken lives across the globe. Here we see Akhilesh Yadav insulting not just the frontline workers, but also going on to politicize the vaccine. Remember, nationwide vaccine dry run is on, and the execution that is underway in all the states and union territories, such that if there are any glitches at this stage, then they can be removed. But just at a time when there is a positive ray of hope that the vaccine will soon be rolled out, Akhilesh Yadav insulting frontline workers, calling it BJP's vaccine. Gaurav Bhatia from the BJP is with us on the phone line. Your reaction to Akhilesh Yadav's statement?
It shows the shallowness and the thinking of the Samajwadi Party, which cannot be reflected in a better manner than what is reflected in this statement. And this shows complete lack of empathy. And also, I would say that human lives cannot be a launching pad for these irrelevant parties. Strongly condemn this statement. Vaccines are inoculated by governments which are responsible. And to say that please do not take the BJP vaccine itself is demeaning all the hard work that is being put up by the scientists of the country and the COVID warriors.
All right, Gaurav Bhatia, many thanks for speaking to Republic on this. And we'll continue to get our
अपने आप में बहुत ही राजनीतिक निराशाजनक एक हास्य स्टेटमेंट नजर आता है, क्योंकि इसमें वैक्सीन में बीजेपी कैसे उग जाती है। जी
My colleague Samarth also joining us live from Lucknow, trying to get more reactions on this very statement that has been made by Akhilesh Yadav, as he's gone on to say that he has no faith in the government. But out of all things, he chooses to politicize the vaccine. And Akhilesh Yadav, who has gone on to call this BJP's vaccine, saying that it is only when our government will come into power and we'll see what needs to be done. But for now, he will not take this vaccine. Remember, this is coming on a day when the nationwide vaccine dry run is on, and the dry run that is being conducted in all the states and union territories, such that any sort of glitches that could be there could be removed. And the entire world running in to get a vaccine such that the population can be vaccinated, but Akhilesh Yadav chooses to play politics over this.
देखिए, मैं तो नहीं लगवाऊंगा अभी वैक्सीन, मैंने अपनी बात कह दी और वो भी बीजेपी लगाएगी, उसका भरोसा करूंगा मैं? अरे जाओ भाई, अरे अपनी सरकार आएगी, सबको फ्री वैक्सीन लगेगी। हम बीजेपी का वैक्सीन नहीं लगवा सकते।
Once again, to quote what exactly Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has said, he has made a big statement that has stirred a massive controversy. He said, I'm not going to get vaccinated for now. How can I trust BJP's vaccine? When our government will be formed, everyone will get free vaccine. We cannot take BJP's vaccine. He's gone on to call this BJP's vaccine, which has now gotten several angry reactions. Remember this, when nationwide efforts are running high to ensure a dry run that is being conducted in all the states and union territories, most importantly to ensure that the entire population can be vaccinated. And this is not just the condition in India, but across the globe, where scientists have been working overtime to get a vaccine to fight COVID-19. Akhilesh Yadav has now made this statement that has stirred a massive controversy. And Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor, is with us on the phone line. Abhishek, we are trying to get more reactions. Of course, the BJP has come out in criticism of this very statement that has now stirred a massive controversy. But to politicize vaccine and COVID vaccine, of all things, is not appreciated of a leader of this stature.
Yeah, I mean, he has been a chief minister. You know, he knows how the things work. He knows India's vaccination program. He's not someone who does not know how systems work in government. And for him to politicize it in a manner, I mean, flies in the face of science. Vaccines have been developed by labs in the United Kingdom, in America, in Pune, in Hyderabad, and they have undergone rigorous scientific review by experts. First on the side of those laboratories where the vaccines have come up, and then by the experts committees, multiple level experts committees at the level of government, and then these approvals have come. In fact, in India, the DCGI, the Drugs Control General of India, is still to approve emergency authorization after the subject experts committee approved it yesterday, Suesha. And so for Akhilesh Yadav to make these kind of statements, really outlandish politicization of a subject which should be shielded from any rumor mongering, any compromising of integrity of the process, because vaccine is something which is needed as soon as we can get those to the frontline workers and the deserving elderlies with comorbidities. We have seen the havoc the virus has really played in India and across the world in terms of fatalities, in terms of those affected, in terms of healthcare costs. And Akhilesh Yadav at least should not be compromising the integrity of the process by raising any kind of doubts, least politicization. Because remember, the vaccines are for everyone. They cut across the need for the vaccine cuts across any divide, be it of gender, be it of religion, be it of community, be it of region, least of all politics.
Absolutely. And Abhishek, on a day when an international survey has revealed how Narendra Modi's popularity has increased in the COVID-19 time and how India has dealt with this situation, not only is this shameful for Akhilesh Yadav to bring down the efforts that the ruling government has put in, the ruling party has put in, but more than that, to make this about BJP and anti-BJP is an insult to our frontline workers, to the scientists, to everyone who has fought through this. And Abhishek, before I take that question from you, Nupur Sharma from the BJP is also now joining us on the phone line. Nupur, your reaction to Akhilesh Yadav's statement?
Well, good afternoon. This actually throws up two options about the mental makeup of Mr. Akhilesh Yadav. One, that he's completely ignorant, lacks the knowledge and information that this is not a vaccine made by BJP. It's a vaccine which has been researched upon and made by researchers at the very well-known and famous Oxford University. And perhaps the country of domicile was the first to give its go-ahead in emergency vaccination via Oxford AstraZeneca. We're the only second country in line. So I don't know whether he knows or not that BJP researchers weren't there. Oxford University researchers made this vaccine. Option number two, which is I suspect more the case with Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, is that he is perhaps trying to fearmonger and create some kind of doubt in the minds of people, discouraging them from taking this vaccine. And I'm sorry to say, it throws up and exposes a very vicious plot of his, wherein he is wishing death upon millions of people in this country, because after all, none of us living today have faced a pandemic firsthand. We are all dealing with this. And in Hindi, as you call it, a mahamari. Millions of people have died because of this infection. Everybody's looking for a solution, some treatment, some vaccination. And for him to make this completely uninformed statement completely shows his lack of ethics, perhaps his lack of education also.
All right, Nupur, thank you for speaking to us.